What's going on? What's going on, good people? Uh, Going live, just trying to check and get my way through StreamYard. All right, let me do this right quick. So let's see right quick. Let's see here. Yeah, give me a moment. Just trying to get through this process and prepare myself that way I can do this a lot better, consistently bringing y'all good stuff, you know. Software. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty, let's see what's going on here. All right, so definitely see if I got anybody in the house. If not, I'm just gonna wait on a couple of people. Put it out there. Mm, mm. All right, so let's tighten this up and let's see if I got something for me. Maybe not that. But yeah, um, just getting used to this YouTube stuff. Hopefully somebody's out there to see me. Just chiming in and everything. Um, got a couple of things I want to talk about tonight. But first of all, I just want to make sure everybody's having a good and safe holiday traveling season. I know for a fact it's, you know, everybody's on the highways, byways, planes, trains, automobiles. Hopefully, some of y'all are at home already, safe and sound. But we're just gonna have to pray for everybody to be safe um, with what they're doing in terms of being at home. Um, like I said, I'm trying to see if somebody's out there. Let me go ahead and hit up a couple of people. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. No, I do not want to go to Facebook Messenger. Definitely not that. Yeah. Let's do Mm, Alrighty. So just getting used to StreamYard and trying to get on here. I'm just gonna wait for a few minutes. Click YouTube streaming software. Start. Preview is slow right now, so I don't know what's going on. Of course, it's going real slow, but it's all good. Um, like I said, just getting some things together here, and hey, if I got to rock by myself, then so be it. Got to get used to this. Getting used to just making sure that I establish myself in YouTube to the point where uh, I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm a lot more consistent, of course, and a lot more available to talk, have discussions, to have not only these discussions here, but on the other panels too as well. Um, excuse me, get some water. Mhm. Okay, so it looks like I'm already on here, I believe. Okay, I think I can see myself now. Hopefully. Um, yeah. Okay. What's up, Raj? Will? What's up? What's up with you, bruh? Appreciate you coming through. Like I said, I just wanted to just chop it up, man. Definitely appreciate the likes, share, subscribe. You know how it is, man. Just trying to start it up in these YouTube streets, man. Um, Appreciate you, Raj. Yeah. Salute to you, brother. Um, I'm just chopping it up. Raj, are you? I was about to say you on. I was about to say, I think you're on the West Coast, aren't you? Not sure if I remember, but yeah, bro. So um, just wanted to talk with the brothers and sisters, of course, about just being out here, first time YouTubing. Um, but more importantly, man, just want to make sure that right now we just are at a better place. It kind of resonated with me with Cajun. Um, I text him, hit him up, shot him something. And again, I was not trying to do that to put myself on a pedestal, but we really got to be a lot more vigilant because people out here are really, really struggling on so many ways now. Have I struggled? Of course. I've been I've been homeless, at my own pride and ignorance and foolishness. Um, but particularly, this is the time of the year really where your character really shows up. And what I mean by that is not just gifts. Don't get me wrong. My wife and I, we bought plenty of gifts for the kids. Um, but, are we really truly being a tentative ear to people? Oh, you're in Memphis? Okay, that's what's up, man. So, but are you really being a tentative ear to people out here, man? We all have even our own relatives that are struggling. Sometimes through our habits, we turn a blind eye to it. And, you can't operate life out of just a closed fist all the time. Now, granted, you're going to need that closed fist to show your impact in this world, or even making sure that, hey, I got to operate out of open hand because at some point or another, someone had to help me to get to the point where I'm at, whether it be man or woman. A lot of times we want to say it's just all me. Now, granted, it starts with you, but you're going to need some type of, hey, babe, you're going to need some type of resilience, resolve, more than anything, faith. Um, Rajwell, well, I got you here. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's see here. I have to go back into it. Raj, give me a few, not right now, but I got to see where I can get you a wrench to as well, because I want to go ahead and set that off for the day one people, and then it's going to get to a point where, of course, we build the ship as we're flying. Well, we build the plane as we're flying, but at the same time, I want to go ahead and have some things already established. That way, we won't be backtracking because I'm starting off small, but like I told myself, number one, it's going to take one stream at a time and has nothing to do with what's popular. What's popular is always, for the lack of a better term, you're not even being yourself authentically, um, and transparently. So, um, big up to all the brothers out there that's working hard. I know a lot of us are either on the road like Trucker Yale or working warehouse jobs, you know, just in the industry, even the people that's on YouTube. I mean, shout out to y'all because this is not easy. This is not something that is for the faint of heart. This is nothing that is for not only just to be popular, but to, really make a stand. And what I mean by a stand, but, showing the relevancy of just average everyday people. I said something today, and the new hero is the common man. It's not just what I mean by common. It does not mean that you're poor or that you are not uh, paid per se or even rich. The common man is the one that can relate to anybody and meet people where they are. You know, we have such a dynamic where you've always had the ultra rich that had no type of connection with the poor. And then you got the poor now that are telling what the rich to do. Meanwhile, while the people in the middle class are, for lack of a better word, the ones that are taking care of both the rich and the poor. Both of them need us. And even in that particular dynamic has diminished for the longest. So what you got to understand is, you know, um, excuses build monuments of nothing. Whatever excuse that you put out there or deem, hold on for a second. I'm back. So apologize about that. For lack of a better word, the excuses of we put in front of ourselves daily. Um, we we tend to glorify that, and it shows up in our culture. What I mean by that, everything is not the black woman's fault, but it does have an influence in the logic of where some of the problems come from. It all still boils down to us as men. We're the foundation. Uh, like I said before, we're living in a generation where You have the people that don't make any money or never had money, are getting money for the first time and have not been coached, have not managed, and they're losing money just as fast as they're making it. So, that phrase of living within your means, come on, people, we gotta be better. Always make sure that you live within your means, even if you do have the money or the resources. Make sure, salute what's going on, Israel. Uh, I know we all got mad stuff to do, bro. We've been, Christmas rush. I know we got kids, people hitting the road. So, man, if y'all on those roads, man, y'all please be safe. Y'all please, traveling mercy to all of y'all because we want everybody coming back to these panels. We want everybody to uh, make sure that not only just um, we want you to be safe, but man, have a good time, enjoy your family, man. Because truth be told, some of us may not be here, because of what God has called us the glory to be. So definitely, y'all, definitely good to see the brothers Raj and Israel. It could be two today in the chat. It could be 200 tomorrow. So my goal, like I talked to Israel, is to be more consistent. Um, like I was telling Raj, I mean, you know, another thing I learned: excuses build monuments of nothing. So we really have to focus on the answer. You know, I know we were talking in the chat, and everybody has a pretty good means to identify what's wrong, what's the problem. But if we concentrate more on the solution, the answer per se, I think we will get the results. Matter of fact, I know we'll get the results. Problem is, like I tell people out here today, us, our color, our ethnicity, we have a potato salad mentality. And what I mean by that potato salad mentality is if you ever go to a cookout, everybody always wants to know, like, yo, who made the potato salad? Because we not gonna eat it until we know who made the potato salad. Then, if we do eat the potato salad, we're gonna judge and critique and scrutinize and go through all of these changes. And the problem is with us, we've never ate the potato salad. We've had remnants of what it would taste like, but what happens is we don't want to identify with the first step. Oh, appreciate that. I'll check it out in a minute. So, let me check this out right quick. Oh, shout out to Iz, man. Appreciate that. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this now. I know Iz, you do it all the time, but yeah, there we go. That way people can see. I gotta ask for the sale per se, Izzy. Appreciate that $10 cash app, man. I know it starts with 10 today. It could be 100 tomorrow. It could be 5 the next day. But the other thing too is let's be more vigilant in being our brother's keeper. And I know that's a very fine line because we all want to, for the most, be really, really particular or even overcautious sometimes about who we speak to or who we congregate with. But let's be real, majority of us have some type of discernment to know, okay, either I can mess with this person on a certain level, usually the initial level, just acknowledging brothers as, oh, that's a man, I see him, I give him the head nod, whatever. Our rules of engagement have and should be consistent at all times. I will agree with is men, we are ugly. Okay. I don't need to be sitting up here complimenting you and looking at you to decide whether or not if I should engage in conversation with you based upon your looks. Okay. If anything, we need soldiers out here, on these streets, helping these young men out, helping these kids out. trying to help establish relationships with each other as friends, as just a common bond. Now what happens is we we have believed so many ideologies to the point where we don't even know how to engage. So I give you a perfect case in point with people from Italy. Back in the days, they use a handshake to engage with what they used to do. You look them in the eye, handshake. All right. Shout out to Robert Williams. If you look at the little hat people, they put it in a contract. Okay. They put it into a particular contract to where that's how they run and organize themselves. If you look at people of Asian descent, what do? They bow. Okay. What do we do as Black people, particularly this melanated color, as being men? We have so many things that we do that we don't know. In one perspective, it's a particular handshake. Oh, it's not this handshake. Oh, it's this type of clothing. Oh, it's this. We have to get on code, just back to the basics of what we should do as men. And we are so disgruntled that if we as men don't know what to do, guess what? The women are doing the same thing. I mean, we've gone from, having and wearing suits and decent clothing to what we got now. We don't know what to dress as anymore based upon our own identity. And that's crazy now in this society. So my thing is we have to just get back to the bare basics. Uh, Men, just be men. Um, uh, the trinity of man that I've learned is man is a spirit. We live in the body and it's possessed by our soul. But the number one thing that we have out here as men, we have our own free will. It's the most gracious thing, the best thing that we can do as men is have our own free will. Within that free will, we have to, exactly, exactly, William, Robert, the head and the body. We as men, we have to make sure that we operate as such, just like anything, whether if you're reading the Quran or if you're reading the Holy Bible, if you're reading the Torah, there are distinct instructions for what men should do. And believe it or not, in some cases, they run some similarities. Now, in terms of how those similarities interact, um, there is a generalization, but we're not going to get on that tangent because that's a whole can of worms that we want to not open up this time of night. I know, like y'all, we trying to get ready, wrap these gifts for these kids, and light candles for either Hanukkah, whatever you believe, or Kwanzaa. But that's a whole can of worms I'm not going to open up. But your soul is by your mind, your will, and your emotions. Well, they all three come together, and God gave you a soul. The problem and the issues that we have out here today is it's all about our soul. Has nothing to do with how much money you make. The money will come, but if you're not grounded in what you're supposed to do to connect your soul to your body, what's done in the wash will come out in the waste, as the old people would say. So when it comes to you, either if you have to stop drinking, or if you have to stop smoking, or if you have to stop doing negative things that's going to impact you, it's going to come out in you because people can see it. So that's what I got into earlier when we were talking about discernment. So you really have to watch what you do. Now, how you do it is up to you as a man. But at the end of the day, as a man, as long as you're standing on your word, whatever you do or say is matches up with your actions, those are the biggest things that people see, no matter what color you are. But us men, we can see a phony or a fake a mile away, you know. If we see a guy always wanting to take command over a conversation amongst men and control it based upon his own insecurities or shortcomings, a lot of times we're not gonna rock with somebody like that. But in this day and age, people are rocking with people that have that type of influence where they're the loudest person in the crowd. But when the minute a life situation happens or comes up, guess what happens? They fold because all they know is just to be the loudest person. And what I mean by loudest meaning talking loud, being obnoxious, the settling of, not having a sound mind, being able to think. If you look behind me, that's why I got the chessboard. We got a lot of cats that are pawns to think that they're kings and that they can move like kings, but they have not learned their basic, um, function in terms of how they're supposed to move. You could have a kid that's a pawn, but he thinks he's a king. But in actuality, he's got to learn how to move like a pawn and get hit or get bumped out of off the board. And a lot of times we don't know which position we play. So that's why the main reason why I got this chessboard behind me because it keeps me grounded. Another thing within these actual YouTube streets, and think salute out to Stan for bringing his brother up on the panel, Israel's panel. I wish that the gentleman on Hink's show was like Stan's brother. First time to the spaces, had respect for brothers. But at the same time, this guy was married, and you would think someone that was married would have the same amount of respect that Stan's brother did. Completely different type of brother. Stan's brother, I forget his name, Robert, I believe. He was cool, calm, added to the conversation, but at the same time learning. He came in a place where he didn't know, but he wanted to know, like, hey, yo, this brother is pretty dope. Let me sit down and listen to Israel because anybody that has listened to Israel knows that he's a big mind to pick for knowledge. And a lot of times when we come in these spaces, we have to realize that it's certain brothers that we can welcome and in so many terms, we can welcome them to play chess, as I give the analogy of the board. But then certain brothers, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, what's going on, Jill's Chocolate? Bootsy, good to see you, sis. Appreciate it. A lot of people who are we engage in conversation with and talking to, some people ain't even worth playing chess with, much less even moving a pawn. So we got to understand that in these spaces, we can't just, you know, genuinely engage with people. We got to fill them out. So we got to find out, number one, where their soul is, where they stand as a man, and number two, despite what they believe, can they really, rock with us? Because I hate to say it, everybody is not going to be on board to get along to be a one happy thing, and I get why somebody like Uncle Jeff and, Cellulite Podcast will be like, yo, the community is done. I get it. But what we need to do is really have a hard reset, like I was telling is Israel on his panel. We're gonna have to trim the fat from the meat, per se. And it speaks about this even in Revelations. When everything is settled, there's still going to be some people left behind. And those are the ones that's going to actually tell the story of what happened, you know. But that's another story. We're not going to get into that. I understand this is just a short little show. If we do that, we'll be here all night and all day. I ain't built up like Israel and making sure that we can do 8 hours and 9 hour streams yet. But like I said, I'm getting my chops together. I want to make sure that we build up to it. So for lack of a better term, you know, whoever controls your soul controls you. And a lot of times when you look at these YouTube streets, we see a lot of people with heavy influence, and it's good to be influenced, but you need to be influenced by the right things. So whatever put in your eye gate or your ear gate, even around you or who you encompass yourself with, that really speaks volumes of who you are. I mean, I hate to say it, if you're around someone that's doing some debaucherous things, it's not going to behoove you to be around them if you're trying to, you know, build yourself up to a point where your actions meet where you are and help you become the man or woman that you're supposed to be. Now, granted, all of us need grace. I get it. All right. You said take your time. It's all good. I started 30 minutes and an hour, one and more. Okay. Appreciate that, is. Appreciate that, Jill. Um, but even looking at the people here, this is inspiration, man. This is good. This lets me know that we are connected, and we may not have all of each of our information, readily available and accessible to one another. But this is what I'm talking about. We can have a balanced conversation in the chat, and it's not a whole bunch of foolishness. But, unfortunately, when we're talking about debaucherous behavior and stuff like that, it gets likes, it gets money, it gets things. And trust me, I want to get paid like anybody else. So I get it. When Israel says, pay me, when you're talking about streaming and power and lights and family and food, and you got to pay for this subscription and you got to buy new equipment. Trust me, when these people are asking for, including myself, when I say these people, I mean content creators or even in a business, if you know that they're doing good business, and that's what I broke down it is, do the good business, because what happens is it's going to come back to you tenfold. So to get back on track, sorry, when you align yourself up with people who are, despite what they believe in their soul and in their spirit, they're moving forward to progress. Now, I did get where Uncle Jeff was talking about today on the recap about the village. Can we get back to a village? And that's going to be kind of hard. I'm going to be honest with you, because a lot of times when you're talking about getting back to a village, we were all on the same playing field back then when you're talking about a village, meaning we all stayed in the same neighborhood. We all had people who were connected. The teacher knew your mom and your dad, you know, all of that stuff. The dentist knew your dad and your mom, they knew your family name. We genuinely don't engage with each other like we used to. Remember, there was a time where, like, I know for me, when I went to school, if I got in trouble, my dad would know about it before I even got back home. You know what I'm saying? So if I got my butt whooped at school, like back then, it was by the teacher, by the principal or assistant principal, maybe the bus driver, which already knew you. And then if your neighbor got hold to it, you know, you get another one. So that's four butt whoopings before you even get home. You know, do we really want the village concept back? Because if it is, it's going to take the village, meaning the men and the women, to come together to help protect the kids. Now these kids are not protected. Let's be all flat out. These kids are not protected, and I speak from that, just watching kids when I walk my son across the street to his school, and you can just look. And the crazy thing with kids, they are looking for discipline. I mean, they're not looking to get into trouble. I mean, they're gonna be kids. They're looking for instructions. And we're living in a day and age where both men and women want to have more fun than kids. Being a parent ain't about having fun. If anything, you have to incorporate being a family and having family fun. Yes, but you can't be a man in these streets and you have a family and you want to do debaucherous stuff and then come back home and act like everything is fine and it's all the woman's fault and vice versa. You can't, women, you got to make sure that you can't be out here doing debaucherous stuff that's not going to that's going to show disrespect to your husband, and then you prop your feet up and you think everything is fine. It don't work like that. Um, let's see what else. I need to make sure next time I do like little points because I'm old school. I like to write everything down. So I don't know about y'all. I'm a typical man. I forget stuff, but when we're talking about success, um, it is really a result of obedience to laws. And the problem is, as men, and I'm pointing it back to men because I'm not saying we the suckers, but this is just refresher course as men. We dusting off the cobwebs per se. Um, you know, we have to understand what the laws are. I'm not gonna sit here and front like there that we know what laws are. So to break down laws started off with morals. All right. Men, we have forgotten our code of ethics or morals per se. And what happens is since we don't got off course, our rules of engagement have used to be straight and narrow. You used to hear old people say in the church, straight and narrow is the path. Well, straight and narrow was the laws and the morals because how we engage with one another was straightforward. If you shook a man and a man, you would look him dead in his eye. If you look at how these young cats, young bulls, shake somebody's hand, it's all about flash and panache. Ain't got nothing about acknowledging him that he's a man, you know. And if you look at like how the Italians established a handshake, that meant a lot. We we are so flashy that we forget the common law based upon the morals in life. So what happens is when we know morally, unless someone is trying to, do something so egregious, so crazy, you got to really look at like what morals you want to make sure that you are always on code per se. And what I mean by on code, like I give you a perfect case in point. So Robert Williams, yeah, hold on for a second. Let me do this too as well. So let me copy this. And also, if anybody want to get up here and rock out with me too as well, you can. I'm putting the link in the chat. So if y'all want to come up here, be more than welcome to do so. Let me go to the top of the chat too as well. All right. Give me just a second, y'all. Definitely, if you want to hit the link, feel free. Um, Robert said, people. Let's see here. People tend to ignore righteousness for the fact of free will. Yeah, I hear you out, Robert. That is true. Um, let's see here. Jules. So true, Jay. Everyone has to be on one accord. Thank you, sis. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go all the way back up, of course. Got to hit my man Raj Will. He said, "What's up?" Of course, there's Ramil. What's good, my bro? Just going over the comments. Anything I missed? Um, but back to your point. People tend to ignore righteousness for the fact of free will, and that's a good point. Do you think, Robert? Do you think it's more for People want to be seen, or they want to be recognized, or they want to be the main person, like I'm that ninja, number one. Um, because let's be real, we are a very flashy people. Myself, I remember when I had my flashy moments, but now I could care less, man. I just, you get to a point where all of that flash and panache and uh, you want to be seen. And I'm not saying that you can't look good or dress good or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying based upon our group as a whole, we want to be seen and recognized. Myself, I'd rather just move and press towards the goal first. I can look good after I done got $1 million in our bank account and all of that stuff. But then even that, I don't want even want nobody to know that I'm rich or even that I got it, because it'll be another goal that I'll be trying to move towards after that. So it really just depends on where you are in your life. But we have to understand that, we have to be obedient in the laws, you know. God never said money was a bad thing. He just said the love of money was a bad thing. So if you're falling in love with the money, that is the problem. You can't serve two masters. So um, success, when we talk about that, I never seen success not done without hard work. So forget that old Powerball, the Mega Millions, and all of that stuff, man. Look, you're going to have to put in the work, no matter what it is. I don't care if you're out here digging ditches. I don't care if you're out here selling brownies or cupcakes. It all, Jay-Z said something that was so true. If you don't own the store, at least put it on the shelf, and that is so true. It has to start with a seed and a seed within fertile ground. So with that, success is not what you have done compared to what others done. And that's our problem. We always compare it. We always pocket watching. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I've made pretty good money working at other jobs, which is, which is what most men and women want to do. We want to make our money. But I made more money and was not as happy compared to where I'm at now. Now I make less money, but I know I'm going to get back up to that point even better. But sometimes you have to learn the moral and the responsibility of the money that you're blessed with, because sometimes it's going to make you be sometimes frivolous, or for lack of a better word, not responsible for what God gave you. Because sometimes I'm a firm believer God will give you something and to see what you will do with it. And if you do the right thing with it, He'll bless you even more. Okay. Now, what those things are, that's between you and your relationship with God. You got to have that personal relationship with Him. You know what you need to do with your money. Number one, take care of your family, pay your bills. Those are basic things. The second thing, let's see here. Fear makes bad decisions. Well, I can see that, Robert. Um, I can't say fear. I know when you panic, that will make bad decisions. When you're panicking, when you're in a state of not being grounded, fear is always going to be there. Sometimes fear is going to light the fire for you to move forward or get out of a situation. Um, but to my second point, success is what you have done compared to what you were created to do. Um, Again, success is what you have done compared to what you were created to do. If you do what you were created to do, that is what your success is. So, perfect case. I know I can't sing a lick. So, Robert, once you get that good microphone, brother, I know you can sing and blow down, pause, sing down the house. And what that will do is, I can't get mad that you know how to sing. Me, I love computer and technology, small little gadgets and stuff like that. So Yeah, I know. I said it. I had to pause. I had to correct myself. But when I get there, I'm gonna get the little beep beep, rewind. So, you know, sound effects are coming later on. But I can't get mad at your gift, number one. And that's the other thing. We think that we're supposed to be the number one person that does everything. I said this a couple of weeks ago on Israel's panel. Basically, all I said was, what is more powerful, one man with 50 million or 50 men on the same accord, with 1 million apiece? And some people, based upon that, have the man with the 50 million, you know. Well, if you're the man with the 50 million, in my opinion, you're targeted. You're targeting yourself. Versus if you are 50 men, and when I say men, I mean men and women, man, human race, on the same accord, moving in the same direction, that is a lot more powerful. Okay. Because what happens is these YouTube streets are all about, hey, let me see what diabolical, debaucherous stuff that I can do. That's the whole look at me, I got I'm the man or woman out here and I can do whatever I want and do all this stuff. But once we get on the same accord and you have a movement going in the same direction, you can bump that person out the way when you have 50 people. And what I mean by bump them out the way is they can't have an audience based upon their debaucherous or foolery that they're embellishing in. And a lot of times we don't even want to deal with those type of people. All right, my man Robert says, I always say I'm a man that knows nothing, but I learn everything. That's very wise, man. That's very wise. Very wise right there. I always say I'm a man that knows nothing, but I learn everything. That's what's up. That's what's up. But unlike I know Israel gonna kick me in the butt for saying this, but at least I know how to read y'all's comments. So I ain't gonna say nothing. Shout out to my man Israel Mills. Another thing, success is a fulfillment of the purpose and assignment for which you were created. Now that's very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. Success is the fulfillment of the purpose and assignment for which you were created. And to be honest with you, that kind of goes back to what I was saying. If I got jealous of Robert for I know how that he knows how to sing, right? I don't know how to sing. I might have sang in church, but that was as far as it went. I sung a little bit, but that was it. Robert, you be going, pretty good. You have a very good voice. I was about to say something to say pause, but bear with me. I'm still working, y'all. I'm still working. But Robert has a voice. I mean, it's a good voice. Brother know how to sing. Now, I'm not gonna give you no new age Betty Crocker ninja type logic and compliment you, but I'm just gonna say you got a good voice, bro. You know how to sing, and that's all I'm gonna say. But I can't get jealous at him because that is his gift. That is part of his purpose. A lot of times we get jealous of what the attention that other people get. I remember when Eddie Murphy, and he said it himself, and Eddie Murphy knows how to sing, but he made a joke. He was like, singers get all you know, the meow. And he started singing Michael Jackson, She's Out of My Life. And Eddie could actually sing it. Maybe not as good as Michael Jackson, but that's an example of it. He could look at it as part of my power, part of the power given to me. Facts, Robert. And you can't be mad at what God gives someone in comparison to you because, let's be real, your assignment is your assignment. Stay on code to your assignment. People don't stay on code to their assignment no more. So this is why you got a whole bunch of the community all in shambles because we got one person that wants to have that 50 million mentality and wants to do everything that everybody else does just so that they can look at them. Where in actuality, that's too much. A lot of times we have to stop pocket watching other people. I'm a type of person. If I know somebody next to me now is getting their bread, establishing themselves, and doing certain things, I get excited because at least I'm actually able to see them succeed at a level where I think that they should. Jill's Chocolate Boutique said exactly, Jay. Appreciate that, sis. Appreciate that. But hold on, let me do my Aaron O. Give me some water. So, um, just to kind of give y'all a sidebar, and I'm gonna get back on code. I'll probably stay up here for a couple more minutes. The reason why I named the show "Speaking Through the Wire" is because when I first started, I um I got braces done, and excuse me, let's see what my man Robert says. We should be able to see gifts in others and help them grow them when they don't see it. Amen. For real, bro. For real. That's a bar. That's a bar right there. And this is the reason why, you need to train up a child. When you train up a child and a lot of times kids don't even see their own gifts. So that's the wonderful thing about being a parent. The only thing is once you see their gift, guess what? You gotta put money into it. You gotta help them practice, because a lot of it boils down to discipline in that gift. And that's one of our major problems. We forget the discipline that we're supposed to have. So back to what I was saying, this is called speaking through the wire, and I got braces, and I was gonna start giving y'all more content. But what happened was 2, 3 weeks ago. Well, first I got my bottom braces done. Of course, it hurt. So right when I started getting back into YouTube, I talked to Iz. Iz was like, "Man, you need to start your channel. You got good points." I was like, "All right, let me give it a try." So what I did was got my top braces done, and then I had tooth pulled, wisdom tooth pulled, so I couldn't really talk. And man, you talking about something that, whew, that hurt. Appreciate that. Thank you, Natasha. Kudos on your braces. Yeah, I needed it. I needed it. But check it out, though, Natasha. I'm just doing braces because they wanted to do some more extensive surgery, and I like my looks the way it is, but they could not guarantee me that I had the same facial structure with the surgery that they wanted to do. So I named what I do called speaking through the wire, speak through the wire. And that's where I got the concept of it. So just to kind of give y'all you know, heads up of why I said speaking through wire, I need to put the wire to correct it. So matter of fact, hold on for a second. Let me I'll change that. I'll change that on the next go round. Um, Shouts out to appreciate that. Hey, see the button that says like, push it, do it now. Appreciate that. Hold on for a second. Making sure y'all can hear me still. All right. Appreciate you stopping through, Natasha. Yeah, appreciate that. Is make sure you hit the like button. Israel. Also, I'll probably go over a couple of things with you through StreamYard because I gotta get the MP3s downloaded for a couple of sound effects. Um, Also for that too as well. I was about to say all my people, and I said it earlier. Y'all make sure if y'all on these highways and byways, man, much travel and mercy on the highways and byways for y'all because I'm so happy it is the holidays. And it's a little sentimental too as well because I know a lot of us don't have the same people that were alive before, but there are some new blessings in our lives. So definitely appreciate that in terms of the memories of those who have passed on to be with our ancestors, as well as the new ones that are here. Um, Definitely. I got you. I got your ears. Like I said, I'm just trying to set up my little page and stuff. I ain't big time yet. I'll get the soundboard, but best believe I'm coming up. Pause. I will be being competitive in this YouTube market. Let me say that to definitely produce better content. So I'm gonna hit y'all with one caveat. Um, Success is fulfillment and completion of your purpose. We forget that. Um, like I said, I can't complain about my success because it's for me. I can't sit here and uh I can't sit here and say or judge someone like, hey, yo, if I say, hey, Israel, you don't reach 1,000 subscribers, yo, that's your success. No, however, that Israel feels comfortable with is his goal, and that's when he reaches the success of that fulfillment. Just using that as an example. So a lot of times, you know, people, and I appreciate once again, people are saying, "Man, you're a very wise person," and I appreciate that. But trust me, it comes from banging your head up against the wall so many times for learning lessons or attempting to learn lessons, and whether it feels through my own ignorance or foolishness, it takes time to get where you are in order to really be the person that you are. So don't be upset that you're not where you are right now. And I'm speaking to you as a 47-year-old man. One thing at work that I heard is a thing called continuous improvement. And continuous improvement is what it is literally saying. If you're not working on yourself to be better each and every day, guess what? You're already dead. Guess what? No, not dead. You are stagnated. You are depleting your own purpose. Let me say that because I don't want to use, trigger words and stuff out here. Trust me, is I'm trying to learn all these trigger words. Matter of fact, anybody got any other trigger words that I should not be saying or anything like that? Let me know because the way YouTube is now versus what it was, hey, let me know these changes because, like I said, I'm new to this. But just wanted to just get up here for a little bit. Anybody got any questions, anything I need to go over with? Because I'm probably gonna get up here, if not later on tomorrow. I know I'm gonna do this on tomorrow and just keep going, pretty much every day. That's my goal. I don't have an established time, but I'll try not to step on my other influencers' toes, with time frames because I know how that is. I'm not going to disrupt nobody getting their money. But I always say this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep going. So um, let's see what else I got. Let's see here. I Let me say this. I got this from Dr. Miles Monroe, and this is something that's pretty. This is some good a good quote. The longest way to success is a shortcut. Think about that. The longest way to success is a shortcut. Think about it. The longest way to success is a shortcut. Think about all of the shortcuts or things that someone has said that you should be doing in your purpose. And if you be like, man, if I just would have stayed the course, I would have already been there. Or if I would have known this, I would have never listened to that advice. Sometimes you have to be stubborn enough to listen to not only, well, you have to be stubborn enough not to listen to the retractors of people that are in your life that really don't have your best interest at hand. And this goes back to the people that that we were talking about that you need to surround yourself or be around. Um, some of the people I look out here and think about, I think of like Robert Williams, I think of Cajun Darkfire, I think of Trucker Yell, definitely Stan, Raj Will, of course, Israel, AM, Corey Love. This YouTube or Twitch or whatever social platform that you're on, this is the new way of engaging and talking and having these conversations with people. So if you're looking to start your new, y'all might hear my kids. Um, these are the new ways that people can start really engaging in conversations. Um, and once again, like I said before, um, da, 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 da. Let's see here. Let me do this one more time. Hold on. Put that down. Anybody right there? Hold on for a second, y'all. Oh, wow, okay. I've been on for about an hour, so I'm kind of proud of myself. Alrighty. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Y'all excuse me for a second. Just want to make sure I get used to StreamYard and everything. It's definitely a new thing for me. So if anybody in the chat want to come up and holler, ask some questions or add on to the conversation, definitely do so. That's why I put the link in the description of the link in the chat. So back to what I was saying, the longest way to success is a shortcut. There is no way that you can have a shortcut to success. Um, and what I mean by that is your time is your time. Once again, we can't sit here and be comparing each other's blessings or gifts because, I'm gonna use Robert as an example. Robert could sit there and, have been singing for 20 years, but it might not happen until that moment of where he prospers or makes the lucrative funds that he desires until he's in his 50s. Facts, everything has its process. So even though that singing may be Robert's gift, sometimes it's the it's actually the tribulations that you go through make it worthwhile because once you go through those tribulations, what happens is nobody can't take that away from you. And then you have true anecdotal experience to be like, yo, I know what it takes. This is what I went through versus someone just handing it to you and you not really having any true appreciation for what you go through to get to success. A lot of times we don't have patience, and that's a hard thing. And what I mean by that is when we look at how we want to get into the hustle or bustle of things, because we all have bills, we all have, demands, we have relationships, we have all of these things. But what happens is we get to a point where, we're listening to the demands and not our gift. And the demands are going to be there far long after we're dead and gone. Bills are going to still keep coming. But if you're not really in tune to your gift, who you are, your purpose in your soul and in your mind, and using your own free will to congregate the life that you need to live, you're not living on purpose. Matter of fact, that's not living. We need to be living. And I'm gonna say one or two more things, and then I'm gonna hop off. But my best friend's dad, he always told me, he said, your actual happiness is your responsibility. That's true. Your happiness is your responsibility, but your joy is always sustainable. There is a difference between your happiness and your joy. A lot of people are looking for their happiness to be fulfilled, and it takes work. Your happiness, you're going to have good days and bad days, but your joy is always there. Your joy is going to be what's going to sustain you and keep you when you are down and out. It's going to help you keep that smile on your face. It's going to help you keep you out of depression. It's going to help you um, further who you are and what you are, and basically have you stand 10 toes down in your purpose. Your joy is going to keep your identity. And a lot of times, people have to realize that your joy is far better than your happiness. Your joy is far better than your happiness because whatever storm comes your way, your joy is always going to be there. Your happiness, and I'm not saying you're not going to have bad days or good days, but when a bad day comes, and if all you worried about is just being happy, you know, to some extent, it's going to happen to where you're not going to be able to weather the storm per se. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, y'all. I got some more points I'm gonna hit up tomorrow. Maybe I have some MP3s, some background music, some other stuff we can talk and chop it up about. Definitely like to have some people up here. Um, Thanks, appreciate that. Jill's Chocolate Factory, Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Excuse me. I'm already saying that you already got the whole factory set up. My bad, but definitely, I appreciate you enjoying the words of wisdom. Definitely, we're gonna try to have a little bit more entertainment, and if we don't speak with one another, definitely make sure y'all be safe out here. Uh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. Just want y'all to just enjoy your time with your family and your friends. Eat some good food. My brethren, 1975, Robert Williams. I appreciate you, bro. Always there at all the shows and the panels, man. Give your children our love from our family, man. Um, and definitely, I see y'all out here in these YouTube streets. I'm just a cool brother. But yeah, definitely speaking through the wire. Next episode will be tomorrow. I get up in the morning sometime and we'll go ahead and shoot the breeze, as the old cats would say. Man, much love. Peace.